guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bee if you guys are new here, and today's video we are trying out all of the new makeup that I just hauled in my previous video. So if you guys want to see what I think of all of the new makeup that I tried out, then just keep on watching. Okay guys, so you see that I've already got my eyes done and it was really simple, nothing new here. I just used the Kathleelights Dream Street palette. I really wanted to just kind of keep it almost everyday wearable because of the one new lip product that I have, or the two new lip products that I have. And for my brows, I didn't use anything new because I did want to try out this Brow Power by It Cosmetics, but this is way too red for me. This is in Universal Taupe, but it pulls very red on my eyebrows and I don't like it, so I tried something that I don't always use, which this is from Winky Lux, and it's just their brow pencil, and it's got kind of got like an angle to it. If you can see it, it's got like a slight angle, so I just use that on my brows. It's a little bit too slippery for me, but it got the job done. So the next thing I want to go ahead and do is some eyeliner, and I want to try out this new Maybelline Stiletto eyeliner. And if I'm not mistaken, this is a felt tip. Oh, it is a really nice, kind of not as sharp as I thought it was going to be. Let me shake it up. Okay, much better. So it is a felt tip liner. It's not too sharp though. We're gonna try it for some wing liner action. I gotta get really close to y'all. Okay, so my first impression on this eyeliner is that it's okay. It does pick up just enough product on the applicator for you to either draw your line or flick out your wing, but then to fill it in, you have to go back in there and you have to get more product on it, which could be a little dangerous because then when you're filling it in, it's not as easy to fill in. It can get a little bit messy. So I also have to give it just a few seconds for it to kind of dry down so it doesn't transfer onto my eyeshadow, but for the most part I think it's pretty good. I got the tail flick out there pretty nicely. So I'm gonna let this dry for a second and then I am going to do the other eye. I don't think that the felt tip doesn't absorb a lot of the product, so you have to go back in there and dip it out, which is not a bad thing. Okay, now I'm just going to clean up the edges. Okay, and so the next thing I have is lashes, and I think I want to try the Nicole Faux Flawless, so I'm going to go ahead and apply these off camera. But before I do that, I do want to kind of try out this new mascara. This is the Total Temptation in Blackest Black. I really like the soft touch packaging that is on here, so let me just try this out really quick. I usually know immediately if I'm going to like a mascara or not, and I like the bristles on here. They're giving me a lot of like separation, but I don't really see like a lot of volume happening. Yeah, I don't know if I like this better than my Lash Paradise, because I feel like Lash Paradise really does give me a lot of volume and it makes my lashes look fuller, not necessarily longer, but they make my lashes look fuller, which I would like for my lash line to look fuller. So yeah, I don't know if this one is the business for me. So yeah, I'm gonna apply these Faux Flawless lashes and then we will be right back. Okay, so I put these lashes on and I love them. They are light and they're really full and dramatic. Everything I look for. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is prime our face, and I'm going to use this Nars primer that I purchased. And this is the Smooth and Protect Broad Spectrum Primer, and it's got SPF. And these little tubes, I like to just kind of give it a little swirl just in case the product may or may not have separated. And I'm going to use like a little dime-sized amount. Just put it in my problem areas. It's kind of a thicker formula, but it did smooth out a lot of my pores, so now I kind of look like I have a nice clean base. And for foundation, we are going to use the Wet n Wild Cushion Foundation to have such a high-end primer, and I'm going to use a drugstore foundation. That's okay. And I got the shade Natural Beige in this. Came with a little spongy, which I'm not going to use. So I am going to use a brush on one side and a beauty blender on the other side just to see what it's going to look like. And my brush today, I'm going to use my new Real Techniques. It's that slanted Instapot foundation brush. So I'm just going to go right in there and just kind of pick up some product and stipple this on. So it looks like it's a pretty good color for me. It is a probably light to medium coverage. I really still see my freckles a lot, but it is covering up a little bit of the redness that I had on my cheeks. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with an actual beauty blender, and I'm just gonna go right into here and pick up the product, and let's see. Okay, so immediate difference with this beauty blender, I was able to kind of just go a little bit deeper into the packaging as opposed to my brush, therefore picking up more product. And it is a medium coverage. It is very luminous. I don't know if you can tell. My freckles right here are almost gone, so it's definitely a medium coverage. Okay, so this is done. I do kind of like that with this brush, it was more of a light to medium coverage, and then with the beauty blender, it definitely built up to kind of a more medium, almost full coverage finish. I'm just gonna kind of go over the areas a little bit. I'm gonna try with a Morphe E6 just to see what the difference is, and maybe see if I can build it up on this side, and that way I can kind of control pushing into the sponge a little bit deeper. Okay, so from what I can see, it is buildable. It is a medium for sure finish, but you can definitely get a light coverage out of it if you want, and I think you could probably even go full coverage if you wanted to. I am not, so I think this is pretty much, this looks really good actually. Let me just, you know, for a super luminous foundation, this looks really good on my skin. I like it. And it was like $5.99. I really, really like it. It's such a good color match for me too. I just have to kind of blend down a little bit, but it looks so good. Both the beauty blender side and the brush side came out really nicely. There's no lines, there's no streaks. It looks really good. Really good. So super happy about the way this applied. Offhand, we'll have to see what it looks like after a couple hours of wearing it. So for concealer, I think I do want to use, I'm going to use two different concealers. I'm going to use this Bare Minerals Bare Skin, and I think I'm going to use one of the Colourpop ones. I just need to swatch them to make sure they're the right undertone, because I definitely don't want a pink undertone if that is the case. Okay, so it looks like they're all different, and I noticed this one got darker immediately as well as this one, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and use this one and maybe highlight with that one. That is insane how dark this one got. I didn't even think that medium 30 looks like that. I mean, that's that one. That's crazy. I'm kind of scared to put that on my face just because I'm really loving the way that my makeup is looking. I don't want to put that on my face. So I am going to conceal with this Bare Minerals Bare Skin Complete Coverage Serum Concealer. So I'm just going to use a little bit right in here where I am a little bit darker. I'm going to actually blend this out. You can kind of still see the darkness peeking through, but that's okay. I'm not the type of person that like has to completely mask the fact that I have dark circles, you know? So I'm just gonna add a little bit here for highlighting. So I used the Colourpop concealer as a more highlighting shade, which I think it definitely blended out to be the color that it was supposed to be. So that's nice. So far, so good. That looks really good. My under eyes look nice and bright. Okay, so I approve of these three. I'm gonna have to play with this medium 30 one because it did just warm up really dark as soon as it touched my skin. Maybe it blends out differently, I don't know, but it seemed to be true with the Colourpop one in light 20 where I put it on my skin, it did deepen up, but then as I blended it out, it held true to its color. So I do like those. Okay, next we're gonna set our under eyes, and I'm gonna use this Nars Light Reflecting Setting Powder in the loose formula. This is obviously the translucent crystal powder. This is the translucent crystal powder in the loose form, and then I also have it in the pressed form. So it's the same one. And I am going to use this pretty sparingly under the eyes because I don't know if this is going to cause flashback. And then we will use a different powder to set the rest of our face. So it set my under eyes pretty nicely. I don't see anything looking a little drier than normal, and I'm always going to have this line, so everything will always crease right here, so I don't care about that. I don't care about not creasing under my eye. I care about it like breaking up or looking extra dry or looking cakey, and so far I think it looks pretty good. And the concealer's actually blended out really nicely on top of the Wet n Wild foundation. And this is not a new press setting powder, but I always like to set my face anyway, so I'm going to just use my tried and true Wet n Wild Photofocus Press Compact to just set the rest of my face. Okay, so I didn't have a new bronzer to try out, so I went ahead and just used my tried and true Elcie Cosmetics. This just gives me this warm, golden, sun-kissed bronze that I love. Elcie Cosmetics, I use the shade medium. I just look good, right? You know, it just looks really sun-kissed and really warm. I love it. So I have two blushes that I can try out. I have this blush in the shade Mauve, I believe. The Maybelline Fit Me blush in the shade Mauve. And then I also have this Colourpop Super Shock Cheek in the shade Between the Sheets. So let me just do a side-by-side swatch, which this one feels like this feels really creamy. And there's that one. I think I'm gonna go with the Colourpop one, even though I think it's more so a cream blush, but that's the one I'm gonna go with. I am going to use a full synthetic brush just to kind of pick it up with, maybe. I don't know, we'll see. Was that the right choice? I'm going to use a different brush. I'm going to try this Duo Fiber. think that was the right color. I love this color. This was a good choice. Good choice. All right. For highlighter, we are going to go into the Innuendo palette. I have so many choices. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of On Tempo and Morning After. These two right here. I'm going to put On Tempo first, and then I'm going to layer the Morning After. I mean, look at that glow. Glow, glow, glow. And I'm using a Morphe M510 as my highlighting brush, and it's literally just gliding on my face so easily with this brush. I love it so much. That is a really, really pretty highlight. Okay, so now I'm going to go with Morning After. I'm just going to lightly layer that on top. Yes, I love it. I love it. And I'm going to use Morning After on the bridge of my nose. And then I'm going to go into On the Loose, this one right here, and I'm going to do the tops of my brows right here. Because it's a little bit more golden. And then I'm going to use a Fine Line, this one right here, on the Cupid's bow. I love it a lot. So I really do enjoy this palette so much. My favorite. Okay, so I'm going to use my flat definer brush. This is the Morphe M432, and I'm just going to go into this shade, this shade right here, which is Shooting Star. And I'm just going to put that really close to my lower lash line. Maybe I don't want to use that one. Okay, and now with the definer brush, I'm going to go into this shade right here, which is Elfish, and I'm going to keep this pretty tight to the lower lash line. Really close. All right. I'm going to use this Vintage Cosmetics black liner, and I'm going to just go into my waterline up here. Like I mentioned in my unboxing video, this is so creamy, so I'm going to use this very lightly on the lower lash line or on my waterline down here, because I don't want it to transfer too much, and I'm not going all the way in, because if I go all the way in, I'm doomed. So I'm just going to go about halfway. Pretty much where I put that black eyeliner. So, I mean that Elfish color. Okay, so I do kind of want to highlight my inner corners with this CoverFX Shimmer Veil, and I'm going to use a pencil brush, this one right here, and I'm just going to lightly add it in right in there. And I mean, I couldn't have picked a better color to go in there. for lips, we are going to put on Rev by Colourpop and Kathleenlights. This is an Ultra Satin Lip. It's this very bold, bright orange color. Bright red orange color, so that's really red. Which this color looks pretty good. It's very bright orange. It's not too coral, but still has a little pizzazz to it. And last but not least, I am going to set my face with the coconut. Okay, you guys, so overall, I really did like everything I tried that was brand new. The Fix Plus, the powder, the lashes, the foundation. This really surprised me so much. I did really enjoy the combination of the concealers. I will let you know how I feel about this the more I use it. I still have not made up my mind about this yet. I've only used it once, so when I actually have to use this without fake lashes, I'll let you know how I feel about it. But as of right now, my favorite drugstore mascara is the Lash Paradise. It reminds me so much of the Better Than Sex mascara, and I don't care what you say, it's fact. And I really do enjoy this very high-end primer. I think everything that I tried on my face today just blended and melded together super nicely, and I couldn't be more excited that everything that I bought just worked out in the best kind of way. So if you guys love this type of video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Leave me some comments in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you leave, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.